Hello friends, today is 2021 June 5th around 12 p.m. at local time here. Just want to keep my trading journal going on and have a few thoughts of some recent Bitcoin moves. So we've been trying to push higher to retest the 200 EMA as I was saying last time because if we were going to turn bullish, if we're gonna turn bullish to to retest 65 or all-time high or whatever again, we have to break this 200 EMA, which was a strong support before the huge dump on May 18th, and now it will be acting as a very strong resistance. So unless we break this 200 EMA and maybe come down, retest it as a strong support, and then break out to the high, if we cannot do that, we are still not bullish yet. So I guess if we draw a few trend lines here, maybe we can argue that there is a small triangle over here, like for after the drop, right? We test or we touched a few times. We're making higher, lower highs, and we're making higher lows here. If we change to 4-hour chart, just to give a more clear view, we can see lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low. So now we have this small triangle happening over here as, as I guess a consolidation area. Like what I said, we can buy over here, and then sell over here. We'll still make some profits, but the problem is we never know what's going to happen, right? I mean, we can buy today, like currently we're at 36,000. You can say, okay, we have a triangle over here. Maybe we can buy it, and then we sell at 38,600. That's what, about a 10% return. If you go through other altcoins, maybe you can make 20%. But you never know what's going to happen, right? Maybe it's going to go this way, and if some people are bullish, they're going to say, okay, we're going to break this triangle. And well, some people may be bearish, say, okay, we're gonna break down this triangle. So it really can happen. But honestly, like at this point, like last time we discussed, we're having a very huge drop over here, right? We had a very huge drop over here, and then it's about what, almost 50%, I think. Yes, about 50% dump over here. And now we have this consolidation, sort of like triangle going on, making lower highs and higher lows consolidation. And we really failed to retest the 200 EMA. I mean, we're not even close, right? We're not like making higher highs. If we're making like higher highs, if the candle are looking like this, and that's like the best case scenario, right? If this consolidation went on like this, we huge drop, and then we, let's say this is the 200 EMA, and let's say if we move higher and then we get rejected, we're making higher lows, and then we retest, we're making either higher highs or making, I guess, making a triangle, something like this, right? Something like this. Then I would say probably we're very bullish. We're looking to break. We're looking to break 200 EMA, and then we're gonna go bullish again, right? If that's the case, I guess yes, we can say we're gonna go bullish again. But we're not having that case, right? The case that's not the case. The case is we're making lower highs and higher lows as a triangle, like after the 50% drop, right? We're having this after the 50% drop, and we keep failing to retest the 200 EMA, and we're getting further and further from the 200 EMA. The last time we tested, like about 10 days ago, I guess, on May 26th, we were pushing all the way to like what, 41,000, EMA was like 42, so we were really close. But the last time we retested, like June 3rd, like two days ago, I guess on Thursday or Wednesday, we only pushed to 39. So like it was keep making lower highs. Like what I'm saying, this, in my opinion, is not very good, right? It's not very good, not especially like after that 50% drop. So what can happen over here? Well, we can keep, going up, going down and finish this triangle, but eventually this is gonna break, right? Eventually this pattern is not gonna hold because we either break up or break down. So I guess there are a few things might happen in my opinion. Like if we're really bullish or something happened, right? Maybe Elon Musk give another tweet on the Twitter and saying he's bullish, or some institutions coming in, or some government saying they accept Bitcoin, or whatever, right? Some businesses saying they accept Bitcoin, some SP 500 companies, or some celebrities saying something. Then I guess maybe we can break this triangle, and then we retest the 200 EMA, and then at this point the triangle is broken, right? And then we retest 200 EMA. Most likely we're gonna get rejected because, as I said, it was a strong support and now a strong resistance. So maybe we reject it, but we do not go below this triangle, and then we're gonna retest 200 EMA, and maybe this time we break out, or break out. We retest the 200. Let's say this is the 200 EMA, if that's the case, right? And then we retest it, and we never drop below, because now the 200 EMA is a support again. Then we keep going up, right? I think that will be the bullish case. If this were to happen, that's gonna be bullish again. So, but from in order to break this triangle, there's really, in my opinion, gotta be some catalyst, gonna be something happening. Like there's no way we drop 50% and then we're just gonna go bullish again. There's gonna be something happening. Some people are saying, okay, it's a bull market. Look how much we went, like from last year to now, till now, right? Look at how big we went, right? But the problem is, we all know the reason is probably like also the U.S. government like keep pumping money, like, right? We keep printing money. Like look at the stock market, it's having a similar similar bullish run. Like think about GME and AMC. So yes, from the COVID, like the lowest low, like March, end of March to now, we're having a really bullish like market. But however, like now we're going through that consolidation, phase, especially from a week ago, like about a month ago, when we had this huge 50% drop. Like now, are we just gonna go bullish again, like just like that? I don't think so. There's gonna be a reason. There's gotta be a catalyst. It seems like it's the same like stocks, right? The stocks are not gonna go higher for whatever reason. It goes higher because people are rushing to buy it, or people want it, or the value like goes up, or whatever the reason, right? It has to be a catalyst to make this kind of move, and then we go higher. But for now, we just don't have that catalyst. We don't have that reason. We don't have that news. We don't have that kind of, breakout sort of like, message from either Elon Musk or a celebrity or whatever. We just don't have it now. So if we were like a bullish, I think this is the case. Like we firstly break out this triangle, we retest the 200 EMA, we get rejected, and then we break 200 EMA, and then we retest again, and then all-time high or whatever. But in this case, again, we need a catalyst. We need some news, some sort of like breakout messages from, some people, some institutions, some government, or whatever. So currently, we don't have it. So this case, really, we have to wait and see if it's really gonna happen. If this case really happened, and then we get rejected by 200 EMA, let's say maybe somebody tweeted like they really like Bitcoin, or some institutions are pumping money into it, or some government are legitimize or making Bitcoin, legitimate, or some companies start using it. We retest 200 EMA, we get rejected. I guess I will, or we should start buying at this point, right? If it doesn't break, then next time we go through 200 EMA, if it breaks out, then I guess a bullish market, like a bull market, really come back again. A bullish run really come back again. But before that, I really don't know if this were gonna happen, because we had such a huge drop like a month ago. So the bullish case could happen, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Well, after bullish case, what about a bearish case? In this scenario, after 50% drop, when we form this kind of triangle and we make lower highs and failing to retest the 200 EMA. So like in this bearish case, when we start like making lower highs and higher lows from this triangle, we keep failing to retest the 200 EMA. We're getting further and further, and in this sort of like 50% drop, honestly, I think it's very possible, we have this continuation of dropping, right? Especially, again, the longer time we fail to touch this 200 EMA, the longer case, we keep consolidating below this 200 EMA, and the longer we keep making higher lows in this triangle, we make higher lows, we get further and further from 200 EMA. Every time we're trying to turn bullish, we push above, but we fail to touch 200 EMA, and we even fail to touch the previous high. This is just a not very good case at all. So what would be the bear case? The bear case, in my opinion, which I think currently it's probably higher than 50% of the chance. If bull and bear normally would be 50-50, now I would say it's probably leaning towards bear a little bit more. Maybe 60%, maybe 70%, I don't know currently, but I think it's leaning towards bear a little bit more, at least currently in this case, unless, again, some people push some news, some catalyst comes out, then maybe this is not the case anymore. So what about bearish case? Bearish case, maybe we're gonna push higher again, but if we push higher and get rejected by this triangles, trend line again, then I think somewhere, around the time we're gonna go down. All right, we're gonna go down like this. We break this. Well, will we go that low? I don't know. Maybe we're gonna go lower and retest. We're gonna retest the low, like from the drop again, right? Maybe we're gonna stop at this 29,000. Maybe we stop over here, right? Because like what I mentioned last time, the RSI is really low already. So with that kind of drop, like how low can it be? The lowest time was like 2018, somewhere around there. Do I think it's gonna go lower than that? I don't think so, right? And that was like below 10. It rarely happens like below 10. So if it drop, maybe because the RSI or it gets exhausted, maybe we stop at $29,000. Maybe that's the case, right? Or maybe we're gonna keep going low, but at that point maybe we get a little bit pump and then we keep going lower, right? Keep going lower. That could be the case too. So I'm looking at this over here and over here, right? That could be the bear case. If we're gonna drop, maybe we stop at 30K, or maybe we don't. If we stop at 30K, it has to be some really hard reversal sort of like candle. From the drop, the last candle over here, it should be something. Last time I mentioned, it should be something like this. Right, it should be something like this. It has to be a candle over here to stop the bleeding after 30K. It has to be like we open over here and we drop all the way to 30K, right? But then we push all the way up, So in the middle of the day, the candle was really bearish, but at the close, the bulls, you know, won, right? The bears failed to close around the low, but we pushed all the way towards the open or towards the high. If over here, if the candle over here, makes something like this, then I think, we're gonna have a reversal. However, if at this case we're having a slow bleeding like this, the last time we broke the 200 EMA, we dropped below 200 EMA. If the candle acts like this, looks like this, or we drop like this, then this is probably not the stop point. Okay, this is not going to be the stop point, even though we have the ninth candle for TD indicator or 13 or whatever indicators you have. If the candle looks like that, or if we don't have any catalyst, or people are still generally bearish, or even if maybe the SP 500 start turning bearish again, or some the U.S. government raising inflation rate or whatever, some bad news comes out. If that happens, then I don't think 30K will be the stop bleeding point for our bearish scenario. So if the candle is not like that, then I expect it's gonna drop more. But how much can it drop? So based on my last video, if you guys haven't seen it, if we think this as a Elliot point standpoint, right, from the high to the low to a higher low, like we are having 65.65, sort of like pullback, and we can act at this as a wave 1 and this as a wave 2, and then we drop all the way here, could be a wave 3, and currently we could be a wave 4, and then to the point I draw here, it could be a wave 5. Right? Let me just make the font a little bit. I guess this is okay. You guys can see it. Okay. So like this could be the case because all these pullback ratios or these extensions are very textbook, like I mentioned last time. From wave 1 to wave 2, around 0.65. That's very typical for pullback from wave 1 to wave 2. And if we use the extension from wave 1 to wave 2, we can see wave 3 over here, the drop, 1.618 is also very textbook, sort of like a drop, or the extension for the third wave of Elliott wave. So wave 1 to wave 2, 0.65. Wave 1, wave 2 to wave 3 is an extension to 1.618. That's just very, very textbook. And also it shows the significance of this move, right? We move, it's not 1.1. 1.1 would be the 200 EMA. If it's 1.1, maybe we're having just a ABC corrective move, but it never happened. I thought it would be about a month ago when we start dropping. I thought maybe we stop at 6.65, we stop at 1-to-1 level, but it never did, right? It dropped 1.618 extension. So the drop is really, really significant. It's really significant. So this formation could happen, right? And if we take sorry, let me remove this candle real quick. And if we take, wave 2 to wave 3, we can see the 200 EMA or wave 4 is at 0.382 level, right? So this is also a very textbook, sort of like a wave 4. So wave 4 normally pull back from wave 3 just a little bit, most likely 0.382 level. It never really push above this, maybe it push above this, but it never push above wave 1. If we push above wave 1, then this sort of like a scenario just, it's not valid anymore. So if we push back below above wave 1, then this Elliott wave bearish scenario, it just doesn't exist. So if Bitcoin ever push back to 46, 47K, again, we will be bullish again. So this is not a bearish case anymore. But before that, this formation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it could be still in play, right? So wave 4 at 382 level at 200 EMA, we're currently at over here, and we failed to break out. right? We failed to break out, and as I mentioned, we keep making lower highs, forming this triangle. And for wave 4, it could be a very it could be also like A B C D E, or sort of like that kind of move, right? It could be a A B C D E sort of like move, and then we drop after this, right? We drop after this, especially when wave 2 is just a simple ABC move. Wave 2 looks like a simple ABC move. So for Elliott wave 2 and wave 4 typically is just a very different sort of like formation. If wave 2 is a very simple ABC move, like a very simple move, then wave 4 should be the consolidation phase or area for wave 4 should last a little bit longer. So, and we see this is the case as well, right? We have this 1, 2, 3, 4, WXYZ sort of like moving as a triangle. Compared to wave 2 was really just looks like a 3-point move. So if this were the case, and if this were the wave 4 as we thought, then we can use an extension from wave 2 to wave 3 to wave 4. We can see the 65.65 level is at 20K. And I really think this will be the end. Will it be 1-to-1? I really don't think so, because we're not going to drop that much, especially when RSI is that low already. So for this kind of push from our current level to 20K, it's another 40% drop. If we drop another 40% and RSI push all the way low to like around 10, or the lowest low like historically, is it going to go lower? I don't think so. I think we're going to pull back, at least pull back a lot more before, even though later on we drop, we're not going to drop all the way like this. We're going to stop bleeding over here. And like mentioned last time, that will be the 2017 high as well at around 20K. So at this level, I think the bleeding really will stop. And I will buy at this point if this were the case, spirit case happen, right? So overall, I think the scenario I thought last time, it really never changed. It just still in play. And this sort of like, honestly, this sort of triangle formation, this little triangle formation over here, I think it just makes that sort of like thought, Elliott wave 5 point to the low to 20K, it's even more valid than previously. Because previously we never formed this kind of, we never made this sort of like lower high, right? Now we keep making this, so that could very likely to happen. Very likely to happen. So overall, that's just my bearish sort of like thought. And if we go to the weekly chart, we can see now we're moving towards the 8th candle. The 9th candle normally will have, sort of like a bullish reversal signal, something like that, or 13th candle. But at this point, I think if next week we're really gonna drop to 20K or around 20K, if there's no bad news coming out, or if some good news or catalyst coming out, and at that point I really think that will be a really good point to start buying. And we can also look at SP 500. Right, we never really had any good correction, and if we were gonna have a correction over here somewhere around the line, just like something like this, if SP 500 just correct, maybe like 10%, maybe around 10%, right? Remember last year, like around September, November, SP 500 correct, maybe like 10%, What's gonna happen? I remember September, like a lot of people lost a lot of money. Right, if this were the case, like from August to September, we drop another 20 something percent. If SP 500 really drop like that, then I guess Bitcoin is very likely to drop as well. So a lot of things to watch, right? If there's any news for Bitcoin, is there any news for SP 500? any catalyst, and you know how this triangle, how this sort of like consolidation really gonna play out, right? Is it gonna keep consolidating like this, and is it gonna break out? If it breaks out this triangle and approach the 200 EMA, like I said, could be a very bearish scenario. But if it doesn't, then it could be the 5 point to the low, right? It could be 5 point to the low, and that could be really bad. It could be really bad if we come down, break 200 EMA, drop, to retest as a support, and we break out. That would be really good. That would be the bear scenario. However, if we come up, get down, and keep making that lower high, and eventually I think we're gonna go down. Maybe we're gonna stop here at the 30K, and maybe we go up at this point, retest the triangle, come down, retest. By that point, or maybe we come up a little bit and then we keep dropping, right? We keep dropping, finish that 5 wave. So that's my thought for the bull and bearish case. And if you like the video, please subscribe, thumbs up. I'm gonna leave my trading view link below as well. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.